5 makeup mistakes are quietly adding 10, 15, even 20 years to your face, and you are probably making at least 3 of them every single morning. I have been a makeup artist for 30 years, and I watch women over 50 make these exact mistakes every day without ever knowing it. Number 5 is the one the beauty industry will never tell you about, and it may be the only thing standing between you and looking 20 years younger. So watch till the end, because I am going to show you exactly what you are doing wrong and exactly how to fix all 5 today. But first, let me tell you who is talking to you, because you deserve to know. I am 51 years old. I started doing makeup in Seoul at 21, and I have spent 3 decades working under studio lights, wedding hall chandeliers, and television cameras. Those lights forgive nothing. They show every crease, every dry patch, every place where foundation settled into a line and stayed there. So when I tell you something is aging your face, I am not guessing. I have seen it 10,000 times in a magnified mirror, and I have fixed it 10,000 times too. So let's begin. Mistake number 1, skipping primer entirely. I see it constantly in my chair. A woman skips primer, and by 2 in the afternoon, her foundation has gone patchy on the cheeks. It is clinging to every dry spot around the nose, and it is sitting on top of her face like a coating instead of looking like skin. That separation is what ages you, more than the wrinkles themselves ever could. The reason is simple. Mature skin holds less water than it did at 30. That is just biology, and foundation applied to thirsty skin will always drag, grab, and split. A hydrating primer, like the Benefit Professional, fixes this before it starts. It adds hydration, it smooths the texture, and it gives the skin just enough bounce so everything applies more evenly on top. Press it in with your fingers, do not swipe it, and give it a full minute to settle before you reach for your base. In my chair, I prep a bride's skin for 10 minutes before I touch a single drop of foundation, because a smooth canvas is half the makeup. 1 minute of primer at your bathroom vanity saves you 6 hours of cakey. That is the trade. Mistake number 2, piling concealer onto the thinnest skin on your face. The Tarte Shape Tape is a wonderful product, and I have watched hundreds of women use it to age themselves by a decade, because the mistake is always applying more on thin skin. You see darkness under the eye, you swipe on a thick layer, you blend it back and forth with a brush, and within an hour, that concealer has compressed into every crease and drawn a little beige map of your fine lines. I have had women in their 50s sit in my chair wearing 3 layers of concealer, and when I wiped it off, they looked younger barefaced. The product meant to hide age was the thing creating it. The skin under your eye is the thinnest skin on your body, thin like tissue paper, and it gets thinner every year. It cannot carry weight. So, here is the rule. 1 small dot warmed on the back of your hand, then press it in gently with your ring finger. Press it in, never drag it across the skin. Your ring finger is your weakest, so it cannot bully that delicate area. Tap until the edge disappears and then stop. If a soft shadow still shows, leave it. A soft shadow reads human. A creased beige triangle reads tired, and tired reads old. Mistake number 3, powdering your whole face flat and dragging your blush down with it. Somewhere along the way, we were all taught that finished makeup means matte makeup, so a whole generation of women powders the entire face flat and then sweeps powder blush low on the cheek down toward the jaw. Both of those choices pull the face downward. Skin with no light in it looks like a mask, and blush placed low drags everything south. Gravity already does that job for free. Do not help it. The fix is 1 small dot of Laura Mercier cream blush pressed into the cheeks, high on the cheekbone, almost at the temple. Pressed in with your fingers so it melts into the skin instead of sitting on top of it. That single placement creates the natural flush that looks youthful, not made up. It reads like good health, like you just came in from the garden, and it visibly lifts the entire face. Cream becomes the skin, powder coats it. After 50, you always choose products that become the skin. Keep that phrase in your mind because it is about to matter enormously. Quickly, before the last 2. If this is helping you, press subscribe. Every week I share the makeup room secrets for mature skin that I used to tell only the women in my chair, and it is the best way to make sure you do not miss them. Mistake number 4, throwing away your lip liner and never looking back. As we age, lip definition can fade. The crisp border you had at 30 softens, tiny vertical lines form around the mouth, and lipstick may start to feather into them. You apply your favorite color at 9 in the morning, and by 11, it has bled fuzzy at the edges, and a blurred lip line blurs the whole lower face. I know why so many of you threw your lip liner away. In the 90s, we all wore that harsh dark liner with pale lipstick, and when the trend died, the liner went in the bin with it. But the liner did not age you back then. That harsh dark shade did. A liner in your natural lip tone, like the rare beauty ones, can help bring shape back almost instantly. Trace along your natural border, then softly fill the whole lip so there is never a hard ring left behind when lipstick fades. The liner works like a fence, holding your color inside the lip where it belongs and quietly rebuilding the definition that time softened. 30 seconds in the morning. When I do this on a client and hand her the mirror, she touches her own lips first, every single time. And finally, mistake number 5. The most important one, and the step that decides whether everything before it works or falls apart. Wearing a foundation that was never made for your skin. Everything we just fixed, the primer, the concealer, the cream blush, the liner, all of it lives or dies on this one decision, and the industry has set you up to fail here. Traditional foundations were never made for mature skin. They were made for the 25-year-old faces in the advertisements. So you buy the famous department store bottle, and 3 things go wrong by mid-afternoon. It oxidizes, so the shade you matched perfectly at the counter turns orange on your jawline by 3 o'clock. It settles because heavy full coverage formulas sink into fine lines like water-finding cracks, tracing every one of them in beige. And it sits on the skin like a mask, and a mask has no youth in it, especially in daylight, especially in photographs with your grandchildren. For years, I mixed custom foundations by hand on a metal palette for every single client because nothing off the shelf worked with a mature face. Everything worked against it. But there is one foundation made for mature skin. It helps to blur fine lines and smooth texture, and it looks natural, not heavy. It does not settle into wrinkles, and it is almost impossible to oxidize. It is called Luxe, the Luxe Color Changing Foundation. And I will be honest with you, when a client first brought it into my studio, I rolled my eyes. Color changing sounded like a gimmick. Then I put it on the back of my hand and watched the pigments adapt to my exact skin tone right in front of me. That is why it cannot turn orange on you. It cannot drift away from your color, because your color is what it becomes. And the finish is the part that won me over after 30 years. Lightweight, so it never compresses into creases the way those thick traditional formulas do. It blurs, it smooths, and it reads as skin. Real, rested, healthy skin. That your skin but better finish you have been searching for through a drawer full of half-used bottles. It works with a mature face instead of fighting it. When I use it on clients now, the compliments they get are never about makeup. People just ask if they have been on holiday. That is what great foundation should do. Disappear and leave only you. It is loved by hundreds of women, and it is not in stores yet, but it has become one of the best-selling foundations on Amazon right now. So I put the link in the description. Results may vary, of course. Every face is its own canvas, but the pattern is very hard to argue with. One last thing before you go. Comment the word secret below, and I will pin a reply with one more makeup room trick for mature skin, a little step that may help your makeup last 12 hours or more. 30 years of faces taught me everything I shared with you today. Take these 5 to your mirror tomorrow morning and watch what happens to yours. You were never aging badly, my dear. You were just using the wrong tools. Now you're not.